couple of months back, I said this.
So, is this light worth its 300 euros? Absolutely not. Did you notice that in the beginning of my test, the LEDs lost their color and turned yellow? They were supposed to stay white.
And Brinyte quickly responded with this.
Hello and welcome to the Random Bros.
First things first, I want to quickly explain what happened between us and the company and explain what happened after posting that video. If you don't care and you just want to see the review of the light, you can simply skip to this time over here. But I believe it's a very interesting story and I will try to summarize it as much as possible. So, as soon as the video went online, I simply tagged Brinyte in Instagram in hope that they will see the video and maybe respond with some kind of an explanation on what happened with our product. And this amazing person got in contact with us immediately. They even wrote a comment on our YouTube video that they sent us an email. We didn't delete their comments, so you can see that the company really cares about their customers' opinion. Long story short, they explained that our light had some issue with the glue used on the LEDs and they recommended getting a new one without paying anything extra. Their customer service was awesome. Even though there were some extra fees that were applied to our product, they make sure to pay everything. Congratulations to Brinyte and Orcatorch. They have great customer support. I mean, never in my life have I encountered such a good customer service from a company. No talking to bots, nothing. And in my opinion, that's how serious companies should behave. I mean, you paid for the product, it came out faulty, they should replace it. And that's exactly what they did. Now, I hear you ask, they had issues with Brinyte and they received an Orcatorch. I mean, why? They are actually the same company. Only Brinyte makes hunting flashlights and Orcatorch, obviously, makes the diving flashlight. I don't exactly know the difference between them. Now let's see. Is the Orcatorch d620V better than the previous one we had? I want to start my review by pointing at the batteries first. I am studying electrical engineering and I have kind of an obsession with batteries and circuitry. But I will try not to geek out too much. And please don't skip this part. I think it's one of the most important parts of the light. So the light came with those 18650 lithium-ion batteries. Those cells are rated at 3400 milliamps. And I can see over here that they are well over 650 millimeters tall. So I am guessing that there is an onboard BMS over here that will protect the battery in case of a short. So in case of a leak, let's suppose that the batteries are located like this. In case of a short circuit, the water will rush through here, shorting the onboard circuit that the batteries have, thus saving the expensive electronics over here, and then you will simply swap the battery with a new one and your light is saved. For those that don't know what a BMS is, it's basically a controller that makes sure to keep the cells in good health. I would also like to know if the light itself has a secondary onboard BMS in case a user wants to put his own batteries in. Moving on, I want to focus on the charger, and that is an awesome charger. It has a good screen, you can see the information about the batteries, and all I have to say about that is well done. The charger is another thing that they didn't cheap out. Another thing that I liked about their charger is that it limits the output current to 0.5 to 1 amp hour to expand the battery's life to the fullest and avoid any kind of overheat. Although I'd like a bit of fast charging at 2 amps because charging at 1 amp, it means that it will take almost 3.5 hours to charge 4 cells. 2 amps simply cut the time in half. And finally, we have the light itself. My first impression was that it's super compact. It has a huge LED in the middle and it has no reflectors since it's a video light. It has a beam angle of 120 degrees and it can put out 2700 lumens. Its battery life is rated at 6 hours, but we will have to check that later in the video. The button serves 2 purposes. You can switch between brightness modes, but you can also lock it in place so that it cannot be pressed accidentally. You surely don't want a kid to shine the light at its face. Also, you don't want to go to the dive site only to realize that you let it on and your battery is gone. Moving on, they redesigned the Goodman handle to fold for traveling reasons, and you can also adjust its height. Very good design. Way better than having to screw small screws with an Allen key, especially if you are not diving with the same gloves and suit at every dive. The umbilical stands at 1 meter and I believe it's the best length, not too short, not too long, and the wires are not angled. For me that's not a problem, but it's worth noting anyway. We have the canister itself. It features 3 rubber O-rings nicely spaced between each other. The canister's lid has those 2 prongs that I am yet to understand their full purpose. They go in those 2 slots that are in the canister, but I don't know why they did it. So let's hope that Orcatorch will see the video and maybe respond to all of our questions. And in case you are wondering how 2700 lumens look like in pitch black, let me show you. I'm not gonna shine the light for too long because people are actually sleeping right now. If you made it this far, I truly want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let's go check this bad boy in the water. I am not going to dive because some of our towns are already in lockdown and it's irresponsible to go dive by myself in cold water without knowing anything, not the environment, nothing. So I'm just gonna put this thing in the sink. If it has a leak, it will leak everywhere. I know it's not the same thing, I want to go dive too, but with the current situation, we have to deal with just the sink. With fully charged batteries, this thing managed to stay at full power for a bit longer than 2 hours. I'm not gonna check it on every single light mode because it will take days and there is no reason doing it. Now, if you made it this far, please stay a bit longer to see some of the things that I didn't particularly like about this light. I tried to summarize all the critical information at the beginning. I don't want to waste your time with useless things that you may not even care, but I'm sharing this in a hope that someone will know and answer my question. So my conclusion is that this light it's amazing. I have nothing but to say about this light, right? But I have some concerns. This thing I mentioned before, that those cells are equipped with an onboard BMS, right? But those things are connected in parallel, right? You see, those 2 are connected with each other and those 2 are connected too. Let's say this thing goes out, right? It's dead. It's shorted and you don't know it, right? Because it's connected in parallel, those 2, they have no way to connect with each other. So they still put out 4 volts, right? But they don't know that this cell over here is dead, right? And the canister, the light, is operated with just 3 cells, or maybe 2, right? And that's because they are connected in parallel. And there is also a BMS in here that doesn't know it, cannot recognize that the light is operated with 2 cells, right? So I'd like to know if the company did anything inside the light to prevent that thing from happening. The other thing that you should know is that this thing is too short and too thick, right? I think that they designed it like that to be mounted on a waist strap on the side, not the back. It's not bothering, but I don't know, I have mixed feelings about this. I will make an upcoming video putting this thing in the water. I haven't put in the real sea yet. I want to do it, but I can't. It's not just to make more videos. I'm really sorry, I want to put it in the sea too, but with the current situation, it's not happening. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like. If you have anything to add, if I said anything wrong, make sure to say it in the comment section down below. It will help everybody. I don't know everything. So also we have some big projects going on, both for the diving funds and for the tech funds, 3D printing and things like that. So if you like us and the content we provide, we'd greatly appreciate to get your support by either commenting or by purchasing any of our products that we have online. They are all diving related, so I am really sorry. If you want to support this channel and you are not a scuba fan, you can contact us in our Instagram account. The link will be in the description down below. See you next time.